Hey, it's Mateo of Two Brain Marketing, and on this edition of the Two Brain Marketing Podcast, I'm talking with Jack Wheeler from 360 Fitness. Jack basically taught me everything I know about marketing, so I'm super excited about this week's episode. You're going to learn about how in the last year, Jack spent $52,000 on Facebook ads and generated $400,000 in new member revenue. So you don't want to miss this. Make sure to subscribe to Two Brain Radio for more marketing tips and secrets each week. Hello and welcome to the Two Brain Marketing Podcast. I am your host, Mateo Lopez. I am a digital marketing mentor at Two Brain Business. Thanks for tuning in. This is your weekly dose of digital marketing magic. And this week, we've got a very special guest. We've got Jack Wheeler from 360 Fitness over in Red Deer, Canada. And we're going to learn a little bit about him and his gyms, and learn about his online strategy, his online marketing strategy for his business. Just to give you a little sneak peek, last year from January 2018 to January 2019, January to January, Jack spent close to $52,000 on online ads. Now, that's a lot of money, even for someone like me who's loves spending money on ads all the time. But he was able to generate $400,000 in front-end sales. So $400,000. I want to make sure that I made that super clear. So we're going to learn more about how Jack's able to do that. So, Jack, how are you?
Good, big guy. How are you?
I'm good. Coming off the Two Brain Summit.
Yeah.
Still recovering. Not quite awake yet. And
it's coming out of your pores.
Yeah.
I can feel it.
The business and commerce and industry coming out of my pores.
Awesome.
Jack, when did we meet?
Oh, are we going 5 years, 6 years, 7 years?
I think it was 2014.
Yeah, man.
It must have been.
It's been a long time.
I think it was like December of 2014, I think is when we went over there.
Yeah, you came up to a beautiful Alberta cold winter.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell the story real quick, I think, because it was John who he was part of a different mentor group. There you go. That's the most, what's the most politically correct way to say this? A different fitness business mentor group, a different fitness business consulting group. And he found you because I think you had posted somewhere in there. You found Jack, or you found John.
Yeah, I hunted Franklin. So I was running around. We were doing kind of the metrics posts, and I was in the process opening up our second location. And Franklin posted, "Hey guys, just wanted to give you a heads up of my not so good grand opening. It was like 100 new members signed up in 3 weeks or something."
Yes. No,
so I hunted him. I stalked him.
Yeah. Okay. So that's what it was. So John had just opened up Bowery CrossFit.
Yeah.
And
downtown.
I remember that because that was crazy because it was kind of a perfect moment to open up a gym in Manhattan because it was 2014. So CrossFit was peaking, but there still wasn't enough supply in the city to meet all the demand. And he offered a grand opening founders member rate, and we just got flooded. We had a bunch of signups. He had an onboarding sequence for prospects and new members. And I think that's what you were interested in. You were like, what is this email sequence? And
it was all about the onboarding.
Yes. Yeah. And then the flip side of that coin was then John was like, well, wait a second, who's this Jack guy?
This guy.
And I think you had just posted your metrics, and I think you were doing like 2 million in rev at Red Deer, correct? At that time?
Yeah. We were just about to hit 2 million at the one location. So
I remember.
Said, wait a minute, who's this? I was like, wait a minute, who are you?
Who are you?
Let's chat.
And I remember he comes to me and he's like, yo, you want to go to Canada and meet this guy, Jack Wheeler? And I was like, yeah, why are we going? He's like, well, the guy's doing 2 million in revenue in a personal training studio in the middle of nowhere, Red Deer, Calgary. He's got to be doing something right. I think that was the logic there.
Yeah.
So we went over and we just hung out, I think.
Yeah, we kind of powwowed up in the office for a bit, but more or less.
We powwowed.
We played some pool. We chatted.
We did.
Fitness. Yeah,
we did. We went to Boston Pizza. That was the end. But yeah, we did strategize on. Oh, we had all kinds of grand plans, didn't we? I think like a fitness incubator and all kinds of different.
It's crazy. Yeah, a lot of that stuff is like come to fruition, but in
different ways, for sure.
A lot of it's like, hey, Two Brain's awesome. Let's rock these guys.
Yeah, white label stuff. Yeah, I remember that. But yeah, I remember we gave you, John specifically gave you the onboarding email sequence for new members and how to get people to book intros. And I remember, I think you plugged it in as we were there, and you were just getting like sheets faxed in or something, like emailed in, coming through, booking intros. So that was cool. And then I remember you showed us this is a good segue. You showed us kind of your back end and your 21-day rapid fat loss program and your 6-week, your metabolic makeover stuff. Yeah,
those were our 2 big intro offers then. And we're still running pretty similar ones. We've just refined both processes over and over and over and over and over and over again. It's not anything fancy. It's just super simple.
I think you've been doing 6-week challenges for
5 years.
For the longest, like longer than most people I know personally. This is a 21-day, 90-day. These are things that I've talked about before. I've been around since the dawn of time. But in terms of who I personally know, you've definitely been running them the longest. And I think, tell me if I'm wrong, but you pretty much, besides what you just said, refined some things.
Yeah.
Pretty much the same offer.
You know what? Honestly, it's pretty much bang on. We run 2 intro offers. We have a time-specific 21-day challenge we run in January and June. And that's like a group orientation, group finale, start time, end time. And those are super time specific because we're ramping up in the new year. Everybody starts at the same time. And then we kind of do it in the May, June season. So kind of get ready for summer. Those are 2 specific intro offers that are very rigid, right? So we sell them, we have an orientation, we launch, we go through there, we fulfill, and then we do a finale and convert. Now the 6-week challenge is kind of like our evergreen rolling offer. It's something we run all year besides the months we're selling the 21-day challenge. And people just kind of start in waves every week. So we don't have to kind of worry about onboarding 40, 50, 60, 70 people at a time. We onboard 5 to 10.
I want to talk about those in more detail. But before we do that, we kind of skipped ahead. I got really excited, reminiscing about the past. Who are you?
Oh,
where are you from?
This random guy on the other side of the podcast.
What's your business? Tell me about it.
Yeah. So Jack Wheeler, CEO and founder of 360 Fitness. We are kind of a higher end, all-inclusive personal training studio. So we don't do large group. We do private training and small group personal training, kind of an all-inclusive approach. We do nutrition, accountability, all that fun stuff. We have 2 locations, one in Red Deer, Alberta, the big city of 100,000 people in the middle of the prairies with nothing around. And another one in Sherwood Park, Alberta, just outside of Edmonton. It's kind of outside of a big city. It's kind of a burb outside of a big city. And that's only about 65,000 people. And it's on the outside of town. So we're in 2 kind of big towns or small cities, however you want to do it. We have about a team of 25 trainers and admin and support staff between the 2 locations. We got about 420, 430 full-time members at a Red Deer location and about 200 full-time members at Sherwood Park. And then at any given time, we have about 100 to 150 challengers going through the system in some capacity. So we onboard them, wow them, convert them, and then that's kind of our new client sales system now. So
it's personal training, and then you also do maybe like a hybrid. It's a small group, essentially.
Yeah.
I think it's people of 4 is the maximum, right? Or
5. Yeah. So
5.
It's you and 4 others. So our core offer is a hybrid service. So we see them once a week, one-on-one personal training for 30 minutes, and then 2 to 3 times a week, small group. So the margins are good. They still get the accountability and kind of that hands-on. Our market is a little bit different. So it's a little bit different than a regular box target market. Our average age is about 45 and growing, mostly female. But most of our clients are looking to get off blood pressure medication. they wouldn't be really good in a boot camp environment or a large group training. They're usually a little bit more rehab, corrective exercise, that kind of stuff, and more weight loss. So it's a little bit older crowd. So the small group is better for us, better for the clients, better for retention, and gives our coaches a little bit more leverage. And the nice thing about it is they get to see that client at least once a week. They can talk about things that are specific to them. They can work on the big fundamental movements, the squat, bench, deadlift, that kind of thing. So our core service is a hybrid offer, a combo of small group and PT.
How do you incorporate nutrition into your service offering?
Yeah, so it's kind of a done for you system, and then it's education based, and then nurture all the way through. So we start everybody with a full initial assessment where we give them like calorie goals, ranges, macronutrient kind of guidelines, and then a recipe book when it comes down to it. And then we teach them how to incorporate it into their life so they don't have to eat the same food for the rest of their life. We more or less just give them calorie goals, macronutrient goals, and then teach them proper nutrition, portions, food choices, substitutions, how to eat out at a restaurant, how to meal prep. It's more education based. And then we kind of coach them and teach them in different phases. So week 1, these are the things you need to learn. Week 2, these are the things you need to learn. And then we have an online resource for our clients to kind of go in, super simple, like, hey, I need to know how to do this. And they search the members page, and we have a bunch of videos, resources, free guides, thousands of recipes. So we do it as kind of a resource and teaching rather than, hey, I want you to eat chicken, rice, and broccoli 6 times a day for the rest of your life. That kind of stuff. So it's more onboarding and education based.
And this all, because when someone signs up, they're coming in through either a 21-day or 6-week challenge pipeline, most likely.
Yeah, I'd say 75% of every single new member that signs up, they're coming on board through an intro offer, and then either signing up on day 1 for a full-time membership or by the end of their program. And
when they do that, you are giving them, I just want to be clear for people listening, they are getting like a recipe book, right?
Yeah, so they get a client overview. They more or less get a 1-page guide of, we take a look at their base metabolic rate and kind of things that they struggle with and bright spots that they have. We give them pointers, give them objectives, and kind of go over it that way, and then give them guidelines and recipes to fit into their life. And they kind of tweak it as they go. So we teach them how to cook, how to meal prep, how to kind of have a typical day. So most of our people are working 40, 50 hours a week. They have 2 or more kids. They're busy. They're not going to be able to eat out of Tupperware 5 times a day. So we just teach them what proper eating and kind of that healthy lifestyle is. And then our adherence to that program is way higher than a strict 100% super specific meal plan where it's either 100% or 0. So we kind of ask that 80-20 rule.
And all of that is in the book, and then in the emails, and then, as you said, in the resources that you have on your online portal.
Yeah, so it's really overwhelming for a lot of our members to go from, eating fast food 3 times a day to going onto a full strict nutrition plan. So we break it down into steps. We kind of have our nutrition hierarchy, and we teach them, it's like phase 1 is eating good quality food, right? Doesn't matter your calories yet. And then afterwards, it's calories in versus calories out, kind of making sure that you're hitting your targets. And then afterwards it's macros and timing and nutrients and that kind of stuff. So we don't take them from here, like 0 to hero overnight. We say, hey, master these habits and fundamentals and kind of practices. And then once you have a handle on it, move to the next step. So a lot of people kind of skip the major topics and go to the minutia. They worry about protein intake before they even worry about calorie intake, and they're worried about their vitamin A absorption rates, and they're eating 6 Big Macs a day. So we kind of break it down step by step, and then get them to master fundamentals and good practices, and then move on to the next one.
I should have told you to pull out one of those books before this.
Oh yeah,
it would have been nice for people to see. But this, for people who don't know, it's a big book. It's a lot of material that they get when they sign up. It's pretty.
Yeah, most of it's recipes. Like it's super simple. And then we do a new one every like 3 or 4 months.
Right. How much time and money are you investing in the content that you're creating, the educational content that you're creating for your clients?
You know what? Like it's been similar content, for the last 4 or 5 years. We've tweaked and monitored it. So the delivery sequence is it's free. We deliver it over emails. We make a kind of sticky notes inside of our Facebook private groups that they kind of have to do. And then on the online resource, we kind of have like, hey, phase 1, here's a nutrition hierarchy and that kind of stuff. And they go from there. So it was a lot of time and effort and energy to get it up and running and then to implement it. But the delivery is super simple. And then the coach has an opportunity to ask that stuff once a week at least. So we make sure that every person training session starts with, how's everything going this week? Any questions about your training so far? How's nutrition, right? Anything I can do to help you. So it's kind of, we're eliminating a lot of the mini obstacles just from communication. And then if they ever have any comments, questions, concerns, they can kind of fall back onto the resource bed.
What advice would you have for anyone who's trying to, let's say that they've been open for 3 years, they've been doing a lot of group training, they want to start implementing nutrition, they want to maybe provide a book or resource, they're strapped for time. You talk to a lot of the people we work with. What's the first step? What's an easy win for someone who's trying to get some content out for their
Yeah, you got to survey your members and ask them what their struggles are. That's what we did. And we were doing a totally different nutrition philosophy for the first 5 years. And our adherence sucked. We were doing like, here's a customized nutrition plan. And I want you to have this. And here's your one grocery list for 1 week. And there was no maneuverability. It was very, very rigid. And then we started asking our clients like, hey, what are your problems? What can we help you with? What do you actually need from us versus trying to cram a philosophy down their throat? And they put up their arms and said, well, I don't want to do it, so I'm not going to do any of it. So we just went the more adherence route. I'd rather have somebody at 80% forever than 100% on week 1 and 0% for the next 51 weeks. So we surveyed our clients, like, what do you struggle with? What do you need help with? And a lot of them were like, I know what to eat, but I don't know what to cook. I need some more recipes. I need to know what I need to do on eat out days. I want to be able to spend time with my girlfriend, my wife, my husband, and be guilt-free, right? And kind of have the strategies behind it. So we developed a very in-depth meal prep guide, a restaurant survival guide, sample grocery store lists, how to raid their own kitchen and kind of clean that all out and prep it for success. And then give them all the recipes and they can kind of plug and play as they go. So it's super simple. And then we use an in-body body composition machine, which gives us a basal metabolic rate. We do a multiplier on top of that BMR, depending on activity levels, and say, there's your daily or your weekly calorie goal, make it happen. And then a big adherence thing on that too is not even giving them just a daily calorie goal, but a weekly. So if they're eating 2,000 calories a day, okay, well, that's 14,000 calories in the week. Fit it in. And then their shoulders just dropped big time. I don't have to have the same thing every day. Right. So that was a huge thing for our clients and a huge thing for them on onboarding day. They didn't have to think that it has to be so strict. They can go into a surplus and a deficit and a surplus and a deficit and kind of introduce that flexible dieting method. And it was a huge factor. And they took a lot more responsibility onto their own shoulders because we gave them the guidelines and it says, hey, get it together, get inside these guidelines, and it's up to you. Right? So if you ate too much that day, take some personal responsibility and go into a deficit the next. Versus, my diet's crap by Tuesday, might as well not start it up until the Monday, the magic Monday, right? It's like, no, you screwed up. Start over tomorrow, right?
How else do you try to make it convenient for people in your gym and in what you offer? I'm trying to allude to.
For nutrition?
Yeah, I'm trying to be sneaky because I know the answer.
You do know the answer?
I was trying to ask it anyway.
How do we make it easy for them?
Yeah, like with your supplements and your meal prepping that you offer at the gym.
I see what you're doing.
You see what I was trying to do? Like, another way I make it really easy for my clients is I offer them protein supplements and shakes and also meal prepping solutions in my fridge.
Weird.
I was trying I was like, I couldn't do it a sneaky way.
Yeah. Well, it's just convenience. And a lot of our members are like, put it in front of me. Just get it to me. I know what to eat. I know exactly what to do, but I just want you to do it for me. So we have done for you solutions. So
tell me about those, Jack.
Oh, okay, good. Okay. So when someone comes in for their workout, whether it's a private training or small group training, they go see the front desk and we have a VIP shake package where they pre-purchase 10, 25, or 50 shakes in advance. And then they get these little fancy little cards. They look like little business cards and they write their name on it. the type of shake they want, and the time they want it ready. And then they hand it in. That's kind of like a little draw box. They hand it in. And then the admin team and the front desk team has at least 30 minutes to get that shake ready. And then we take that card, put it on top of their shake, throw it in the fridge, and then that client can just come in, and then on the way out, grab their shake and go, grab their shake and go, grab their shake and go. So we know that their post-workout nutrition is good. We know that 1 out of their 5 meals is A1. They can mix up their shakes, all the fun stuff. It's right there. And then we prepay. So we don't have to worry about doing point of sale every single time. We don't have to worry about tying up the front desk. And then we can make shakes in bulk. You know, a lot of times people are ordering the same 1 or 2 shakes. So we make 5 at once, pour 5, generated $35 in revenue, pour it into the things, and then they're on their way out. And it's good for prepaid sales for us too. And then we started our own supplement company about 5 years ago. We kind of wanted it done right. So we didn't want a private label, and we didn't want to have a fully 100% ours. So we kind of met in the middle with the manufacturer, and we figured out our own recipes, our own NPNs, VPNs, and kind of own our own formulas, and then rent line time and buy raw ingredients in bulk and say, hey, get us this amount of SKUs, and then do it that way. So it's good for margins. We have a lot more control over the product. And then we have that inside of our studios, and we educate our members on supplements, the purpose that they have, how to incorporate them into their meal plans, and then how convenient and easy to go. And then also we have our supplement executive program. Again, we make it super simple. So it's kind of like our version of auto ship. So when they first sign up, we educate them on, hey, these are the supplements and multivitamins you need, depending on your goals. Instead of buying these point of sale every single time, you can just get a 30-day supply for a discount, and then we'll have it ready for you at the beginning of the month. So it's just recurring revenue, and it's a lot easier for them. They don't have to remember about it. They don't have to figure out how much they need for the rest of the month. We just have it on auto ship, and it's there for them on their first session at the beginning of the month. And then we also have packaged meals, frozen meals ready to go at the gym. So they kind of, if they have any objections, like, oh, I can't meal prep, meal solutions. Okay. You know, I go back to work and I'm having a crappy meal there after my workouts. Okay. You got your shakes. Okay. I need to fill in the gaps in my nutrition. You know, I'm not having very good meals all day, or, you know, low energy or what have you. My protein intake sucks. Then we have our supplements. So they're at the kind of the bottom of the adherence, and we just fill the gaps as we go. So every objection that they've given us based on the surveys that they told us, because they told us they had these problems, and we're like, oh, here's some solutions. That's what we did. So we're doing about, I don't know, between the 2 studios, probably about $15,000 a month in just front supplements and shakes revenue.
Wow. And shakes and sups.
Yeah, that's it. Shakes, sups, and meals.
Wow.
And it's just to our members.
Yeah.
So it's the 700 people. 700, and then the challengers and stuff. So about 1,000 people are generating about 15K. And that pays for all of our admin, you know, the cost of goods sold. And we more or less kind of use that to leverage and have more admin availability.
Right. Yeah.
Lead calls, which helps with scheduling. Everything.
Right. So for those of you who didn't quite catch that, basically, if you're struggling with having someone at the desk, the amount of time you need them, you know, the 8 hours a day that you're open, what Jack has done, he's using the supplements and the shakes as a way to supplement their income, essentially, to offset that cost of paying the person just to sit there and answer the phone.
Yeah, it covers all their costs and then gives us about a 10% net profit margin.
Right.
So we always kind of have it as 25% margins on all of our supplements and shakes and stuff. And then that covers themselves. And then we actually take a look at our supplement sales and our admin payroll budget and make sure that they're linear. Right. And then we give them incentives to sell.
Right. Commissions.
They get commissions on shake packages instead of individual shakes. They get commissions on the auto ship instead of the individual stuff, and that kind of stuff. And then every now and then for fun little things, they get like kind of sales incentives for a 6-week challenge and 21-day challenge consults booked. Right. So like the more they can get them booked in.
And how do you market this stuff internally to your clients?
It's education based. You know, we have a lifetime client value series that goes out to all of our members, and it's very structured. So when somebody signs up on day 1, they're going to get onboarded progressively. So not all of our members are getting the same emails and posts and texts as everybody at the same time. We do broadcasts and stuff, but on week 1, people need to learn, you know, certain things. By week 52, they need to learn certain things. So we have 2 or 3 automatic emails that go out every single week with text messages that kind of educate them based onto it. And then we teach them a lot within the studio. Workshops, seminars, the trainers are really good on it. And then we just oversimplify everything. Here's your goals. Here's your products. Here's your goals. Here's your products. Trying to sell creatine monohydrate to somebody that has no idea what's going on. They're like, what? Right? Hey, do you want more explosive energy in your lifts? And do you want to have a little bit more oomph on your big foundational movements? Awesome, creatine. And they go from there. And then we just educate them based onto it. And then we actually, over the last 6 months, consolidated all of our supplements into 30-day supplies. So instead of having one product that has 50 servings and one product that has 10 and another product that has 100, all of our products have 30-day supplies.
Awesome.
And then it's just a lot easier. Price point is smaller for them. Margins are better for us. And then we just have more frequency.
So basically what you're saying is you have all of your automated email nurture sequences. It's all segmented and planned out based on where they are in their client journey.
Yep.
And that education they're receiving matches that. And so if they're brand new, you're going to educate them on nutrition, things they might be lacking. And then, oh, by the way, if you are lacking this vitamin or whatever, we have those here at the desk, just so you know.
Yeah, you got it.
And then on top of that, all y'all haven't been at his gym, but there's also posters in the bathrooms and things like that for some of these products, in the manuals too. There's lots of little ways that people are made aware that these are things that they have available for them.
Yeah, we just call them internal customers. So we have external customers and internal customers, and we don't stop teaching them, the moment they sign up. And that's when we actually just get started on solving their problems.
Right.
That's oh, we got them. Cool. Now we give them what they want on day one and then deliver what they need afterwards. Right. So we sell the front end sexy offer, we sell the vacation right on day one. And then afterwards hey, this is what you need. This is what you need. Right. So I'm going to give you a little bit of what you want. And then after and trust me, I'm going to tell you what you need. It's not as sexy to sell broccoli.
Right.
Yeah.
Walk us through, if you don't mind, your paid advertising system. We talked about it briefly at the beginning of the call. You primarily use a 21-day offer and then a 6-week offer as well. You time it depending on where we are in the year. And all this stuff is mapped out well in advance. And I guess let me ask you this before you know, let's say you have a 6-week group challenge you're going to launch and start in June. When are you advertising for that?
Yeah, we don't stop advertising. We don't start ads, whatever else. But the 6-week challenge, our 21-day challenge started on May 26th. So I advertised the 21-day from May 1st to 24th. We sold out. Boom. Ads stopped. The 20-day challenge orientation kicked off. That night, I started 6-week challenge ads again and then launched it. And then every single month, I update our ad copy to make it more scarce and urgent and time specific. So it's not the same ad rolling. It's the same offer. In the summer, it's, hey, get summer ready. It's our summer 6-week challenge. We have start times in June, 4 spots every week. Get on it right away. July, it's hey, you haven't done anything for the summer yet. We have 4 spots every week. Get in there, right? And then September, it's hey, back to school 6-week challenge, 4 spots every week. Get in there, right? So the offer is the same. The market is the same. The messaging is a little bit different, and the media is pretty similar. And we just kind of roll it. And then we go on season-based stuff, season, theme, everything else. And then the back end, our 6-week challenges is linear. It's what we offer.
Yeah, you're just, like you said, you're updating the copy to, as you get closer and closer to that start date, just emphasizing, hey, it's coming up, it's really coming up, only 2 spots left.
You got it. Yeah, and then we map that all out. You're right, we do have a marketing calendar for all year. So we kind of have a general theme, our main offers, our secondary offers, everything else, what we're doing for lead gen, what we're doing for client events. And then I break those things down into monthly. So then I actually track it. It's June 6th, ad 2 goes out. June 9th, post goes out, and that kind of stuff. And then we do organic content all day, every day. So we map it out and we make it so we're telling a story and we're saying a constant message. Rather than just blasting ads out that don't mean anything, we kind of build them up, all the way throughout the month, and then redo it. So they're following a story, because most of the time people see our ads or our calls to action 5 to 10 times before they buy. So we're kind of building that problem up. You know, we're telling a story all the way through, and it's like, hey, we're establishing ourselves as the expert on every single ad campaign we do. And then hard, like go, 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 go. It's going to start this month. You know, like we're doing big wave, get on it and now go, go, go.
How do you do lead gen?
Yeah, we do 3 paid advertising campaigns all the time, all year. So we have our offers, our low barrier offers that we're constantly advertising for, whether it's 21 day or 6 week, they're constantly going out. And then we have opt-in lead gen where they can give us their phone number, email, name, that kind of stuff for ebooks, video courses, little guides, that kind of stuff. And then we actually have, go ahead.
How many ebooks and video courses do you have?
30.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I've been creating one every 2 or 3 months for 10 years. So
right.
And a lot of them are like simple. It's like, hey, download our 8 protein pancake recipes.
Right. Exactly.
It's like a 3-page PDF. And there's other ones where it's, you know, a 7-day, you know, meal prep course.
How to eat Thai food and stay healthy.
Exactly. Yeah.
3 easy steps.
How to eat ramen 9 times a day and get abs.
Right.
Right. All that fun stuff. But it's simple stuff. And then we theme our lead generation based on the time of the year, the season, what kind of clients we're looking for, that kind of stuff. You know, so Christmas themed things, back to school, meal prep, summer stuff, cooking, all that kind of go all the way through. And it's themed, right? So every month we have kind of like, what's our main goal? What's our objective? Who are we going for? And our lead gen kind of goes back to it from there. Because we have our opt-in lead gen, which, you know, we get an email and a phone number and that kind of stuff. And they go to a thank you page and they download the ebook or they get access to the video course and very traditional kind of thing. And then we market them, right? And then boom, as soon as they do, we thank them, we deliver kind of a sequence, and then they go into our regular funnel. So we squeeze them in to a 6-week challenge or a 21 day. And then that's all themed based on the lead gen from before. So it's like, hey, you downloaded this guide. I think this is going to be a great step for you. If you want more information on meal prep and nutrition and strength training, go into the challenge. So it's just funneling in. And then we actually have what's new this year in 2019 is we just have 100% free content. We call it consume content. Where we're not asking for anything. We kind of like took stuff we teach our clients for free and just put it into 60-second or less videos, branded it. Hey, you want to eliminate neck pain? Do this. If you want to, you know, work on this type of nutrition, do this. 5 tips.
So you're not even asking anything from them? No, nothing.
Yeah, so we do 2 ways on that, just that video kind of content, and we put a lot of money behind it. You know, so we can't track, you know, leads coming in from it. We can just have like video views and engagement and stuff, and kind of that brand power. And then we ask members when they come on board, you know, how do you hear about us? I've been watching your how-to videos for 3 months, and I came in. So it's doing that way. And
that's that top of the funnel, that awareness.
You got it, man.
You're just getting people aware with that stuff. And you know, like, hey, I'm going to spend $500 pushing this video in front of people's eyeballs and I'm not going to get anything in return, but that's okay. I trust that what I'm giving away is valuable enough that this will pique someone's interest. And then when they do see that 21-day offer, they already kind of know who I am, and
big time. And the quality of leads we're getting for our intro offers goes up.
Right. I was just about to say that.
Yeah. Like the know, like, and trust factor is higher. And we noticed, you know, one thing you guys teach at 2Brain is like you track your stats. You know exactly how many leads are coming in, how many booked, how many showed, how many confirmed, everything else. And as soon as we kind of did that free consumable content, the leads and the ad spend were kind of the same, but the amount booked, that percentage went up by like 10 to 15%.
Yeah.
The show rate went up by like 10 to 15%.
Just about to say your show rate probably.
Yeah. And then our close rate was the same. It was always like 80 to 90%. But people had that know, like, and trust factor. So when they got an automatic text and it's like, hey, it's Jack at 360. Hey, man, I've seen you a bunch of times. I'll see you on Thursday. You know, they kind of have that relationship built in already. And, you know, a lot of our trainers that are in these videos are little celebrities in town. You know, they're establishing themselves as the experts. And we're not asking for anything in return. You know, it's like free. Give them solutions, give your best stuff out for free. And then when people are like, I'm actually going to buy, I actually have to do a favor to 360 because they've given me so much in return.
I think that's so critical. You just said your trainers have become mini celebrities. In your town. Yeah. And I think that's what you have to do, especially if you are in the competitive market, or even if you're not. Like, I just feel if you want to, like you said, get people to like and trust you, you got to give them a reason to. And you got to build yourself up as that authority figure in your space.
Yeah. And another thing is too, is that we're not spending more money on the opt-in lead gen or more money on the consumable contents. We actually just took our ad budget and took 25% of it and put it towards those two things.
I was just about to say, I asked you that. Okay.
Yeah. So it's not like we have to like have an additional ad budget for this, just this stuff where we go from there. It's like, no. We know our ad budget is about $3,000 per studio per month. We took it. Okay. $1,000 is just going to go to like giving stuff away for free. And then the quality of the additional $2,000 went up. So our ROI is always the same. It's 5 to 6. 5 to 6 return on ad spend every single month. And then we noticed that every time we cut back on the lead generation, like giving stuff out for free, the return on ad spend goes down. So we're spending more for less.
Wow.
Yeah. And great thing is too, is that email marketing is not dead. Like it sucks compared to like 2006. Yeah. Right. But every single time that I have this big offer or I have some amazing social proof, I can blast it out. So we have 10,000 people on our prospect list, that are like engaging, they're opening emails and stuff. And then we actually automatically delete them every 90 days if they don't. So we know that they're clean, ready to go kind of prospects. So we add another way to target them. So we're not reliant just on Zuckerberg and what he wants to do that day, right? So we have their email address, we have their phone number, we can target them from other things too. And we can build off that audience. We can import that audience into Facebook and say, hey, I want to find people just like this. Go. So it enables us to advertise a lot of different ways. We can do direct mail. We can do a whole bunch of different things. So having that prospect list is huge and just gives us another avenue of advertising to them. And a lot of the times specific advertising, the 21-day challenge, it really, when it comes down to it, we do a lot of email marketing before we even launch ads because we got controlled traffic. We own that traffic and sending out that email is free. So we try to sell as many as we can off the first week email campaign before we even start our ads. So it's free advertising.
Right. I was just about to ask you talked about this briefly like a minute ago. So let's say I see your eight recipes for protein pancakes, ebook. Yeah. Yeah, I bet. Made with 360 Fitness protein powder. No doubt.
You got it. And they have a link to order.
Oh my God. That's amazing. All right. Let's say I see that. I'm a guy. I want to get more protein in my diet. I opt into that recipe book. What happens? You were saying your sequences are specifically tailored and based on how they opted in, correct?
Yeah. So we have, we go into a lead capture sequence. And then each sequence is unique to that resource. So for the first, I would say 2 weeks, depends on how many times we want to touch it or whatever else, but they're automatic texts, they're automatic emails. That's all specific to that one resource for the first 2 weeks.
Hey, I hope you like the recipes or
and then
try it yet?
Yeah, we give like B and C kind of solutions depending on what they did. So if they opted in for our 8 protein pancake recipes, it's not like the next day, hey, 6-week challenge.
Right.
It's like, whoa. It's like, hey, here's your 8 pancakes. They're awesome. Check them all out. Here's your thank you page. If you ever want to get it again, let me know if you have any issues. The next day, it's like, hey, if you like those, here's some more recipes to kind of go from there. Hey, based on your nutrition, you have all these recipes, but you probably suck at cooking. Here's your meal prep guide. Here's a sample 7-day nutrition plan to work that into it. And like we keep figuring out their problems and built it on that. And then after the 2-week sequence is done, on average is 2 weeks, like anywhere between like 3 to 5 touches, depending on the resource. Then they go into our 6-week challenge funnel where it's always there. It's always the same. And it's, answering the big problems, having a coach, accountability, putting it all together. You know what to do, but you haven't done it. Scarcity, urgency, get on the list.
What's the call to action there for the, once they move away from the specific sequence to the ebook, now they're in the general 6-week challenge one. What's the call to action there?
It's always book a call, or not book a call, but book a free consultation, like an info session, right? And they go to an online calendar where it's like, hey, 6-week challenge, free info session, 30 minutes, and they book because they know, like, and trust us. We've put a ton of social proof in front of their face. We don't need their email address again. We don't need their phone number again. we don't need them to click onto a sales page again and go through the same process again. They've known, like, and trust us. Hey, get in for a call. We do what I mean by call is that a lot of times we do like a pre-qualification 5-minute call.
Right.
Hey, you're
interested
in the 6 week or the 21-day challenge. We actually just sell them on the phone.
You sell them on the phone for the 21 day.
Yeah. If they're calling us and they book it in, we can sell them on the phone.
Wow.
Yeah. Because it's a group orientation, a group finale. So it's like, we actually send them the order form and they purchase online. So almost like half of the people actually just purchase online, and then we meet for orientation. The 6 week challenge, it's a bigger ticket. We want to come in.
Right.
Yeah. And then they have more options to what to do, right? Are you adding private training or whatever else? So we sell them. They're like a $500 package versus the 21-day challenge versus $250 to $350. And it's a start time. They're like, you don't need to come in for a consult to have all the same questions answered at orientation, right? And we always kind of give them like, I'm going to take your payment. You come to orientation. If it's not for you, we'll refund you. So it's not like we've never done that. I don't think anybody's ever asked for a refund after orientation, but it's one of those things like, I'm going to hold you accountable, show your ass up, get to orientation, and then go. You're going to get all the resources. We have a big PowerPoint presentation, pretty awesome. And then, you learn about it and go. So they're not thinking like, I have to buy this. Like, no, it's kind of a deposit, go from there and then roll into it.
So someone's on the sequence or gets the email about the 6 week challenge. They say, all right, this looks cool. They book an appointment. What happens?
Yeah. So the automatic stuff goes out. So they get an automatic text and an automatic email, like, boom, awesome. This is what's going to happen. Here's your times. Here's what you confirmed. This is what you can expect in that meeting. And then if it's a go, this is what we're going to do. And if it's a no, this is what we're going to do. So we kind of clear expectations on day one, and then we put a human onto it. So within like 5 minutes, one of our sales team or front desk team, which supplements pay for, are always there to call them right away. And we get them on the phone, try to get them on the phone as much as possible. If they don't answer, we leave a voicemail and we send them a video message via text. Hey, it's Jack at 360 Fitness. I just got your information on a 6 week challenge. We'd love to have you in. Go. And then we send a link into it that way as well.
All right. So they show up to their appointment.
Yep.
What happens?
Depends on the studio for location, whatever else, but our admin is always there to greet them. We give them some homework to fill out. We answer them some pre-qualification questions. We put them in these big comfy chairs at the front desk, hand them a bottle of water, ask them if they want anything, and then let them sit for 5 minutes.
Right. So this is the part I want people to hear, because not only they're sitting, but they're also where your comfy chairs are positioned. There's like walls of before and after pictures surrounding them, correct?
Everywhere. Yeah. So it's like a cave
right.
of just before and afters all over. So we have posters. We actually just printed off more 8.5 by 11s and just like plastered them on the wall with magnets. So it's all together. And then they sit at the comfy chairs at the front. They get a bottle of water. We ask them some questions like, why are you here? What are you struggling with? Who do you know in the gym? We try to make connections that way. And then the front desk girls get you a bottle of water, chill, put your feet up, be in a good mindset for the coach to come chat with you. And then we have like a new to 360 Fitness binder at the front where it's like, new to 360 Fitness? Is this the first time you're in these chairs? Read this book. And then they open it up and it's like a Shutterstock or Shutterfly book of just
more before
hundreds. And then it's like testimonials too, right? So rather than just before and after, it's like, holy crap. And then they're all a bunch of not just photos of before and afters, but community events or galas or charity stuff. And they kind of go into it and like, this is not a gym. Like this is.
And there's also,
let them sit 5 minutes.
You let them sit with all that info.
Yeah. Even if our coach is ready, let them sit.
I think there's even like that rubber 5-pound piece of fat or 10-pounder that sits there too on the desk. It just sits there haunting them.
Yeah. We have a 5-pounder and a 1-pounder. So like, what the? It's a talking piece, right? It's like asking about the weather. They sit, like as soon as our coach always gets to like, what is that? Like that's 5 pounds of anatomical fat. And they're like, okay. I'm like, yeah, we could probably help you lose about 4 to 5 of those in the next 6 weeks. We'll talk about that later though. And they're like, what?
Right.
And they're hooked as a bait and go from there.
And then your consultations are, what goes on in those?
It's super simple. Like we call it our 7-step process, but it's very super simple. It's like, why are you here? You get the big picture out of it. It's like, hey, what have you tried in the past that hasn't worked? What have you tried in the past that has worked? What are your obstacles coming up? And we just dig. And then we just repeat it. We repeat it to them. So after they've spilt the beans to us, okay, this is what I heard from you. Correct me if I'm wrong. And we go exactly what they've just told us.
Holding up the mirror.
Yeah, we hold the mirror up and say, this is what's up. Okay, well, based on what you told me, this has worked. Based on what you told me, this hasn't worked. Let's fill in the gaps. I think you need these things. I'm going to suggest this program. And it's usually our 6-week intro offer, right? And the great thing is about it too is that, hey, I want you to love us, not like us. So I don't want you to sign anything long-term into the end of the 6 weeks. Because I want us to have 6 weeks to wow you. And I want you to do what's right down the road. And I don't want you to sign up a long-term package yet because I don't know what you need yet. Give us 6 weeks, figure everything out, wow you. And then afterwards, we'll talk about a bigger membership. Because then at the end of the 6 weeks, the know, like, and trust factor is awesome. Like, I want to do this for 12 months. And then go from there, rather than kind of like have them dip their toe in the water. Oh, I want once a week or something.
Right. Don't try and sell them on the once or twice a week thing. Let's get them on the front end offer. You got that dialed in, and then we'll try.
Yeah. So I should kind of explain that. There's two ways. If we don't have them 100%, and we say, go into the 6 week. It's always a 6 week, right? And then at the end of the 6 weeks, we'll wow you. But if they are talking big problems and they're a very, very warm prospect, we say, okay, I know you're here for the 6 week challenge. You need more than this. And we flip it and say, go into one of our long-term programs and I'll give you 6 weeks for free.
Ooh.
So that's right away. So our conversion process starts on day one. And that's totally up to the coach. That depends on them, and it depends on how deep they are into their goals and kind of how qualified of a prospect they are. Because they're always coming in for a consult or an info session on the 6 week challenge. Like, they're always funneling in. So we know that they're ready to go from there because that's our big, sexy intro offer. And then they're like, hey, you know that you need to be here longer than 6 weeks. I know you need to be here longer than 6 weeks. I know you came in for it. Get started. I'm going to take the 6 week value and deduct that for your first 2 or 3 months, or add 6 weeks of sessions. So you can actually go harder for the first, 2 or 3 months. And they go, yeah, done. And then the conversion process starts right away.
That's amazing.
So we kind of have two options. Put them on the program or get them into one of our long-term membership right off the bat.
Wow. So
yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah. And about 10% of the people. So 1 in 10 go long-term on day one.
Right. Just right there.
Yeah.
So you've been around the block, right? You've been personal training. You've been, on, all kinds of worked in all kinds of different businesses. You had, all these different gyms. You have these two currently, and, you're selling out challenges. You're generating 5 times what you're spending in your ads. What do you think's been the key to your success so far, Jack? I think you're a very impressive individual. What do you think has been the key?
I've learned a lot from you guys.
That.
But I've more or less just kind of taken what you guys have chatted about and put it in action, and then taken credit for it. So it's nice.
Well,
so thank you guys. I don't know. The thing that kind of transitioned us from, because we kept like hitting our sales targets, but we were too conservative on a lot of our sales targets, and we were the only one limiting us back. I think that having the balls to scale and to like put money where our mouth is, that's what like flooded our gyms. So that was kind of the way it was. There's 2 things. So if it's working, don't touch it, put more money behind it. You're hitting your sales targets, put more money behind it. Versus, hey, this is my ad budget and this is all I have. It's like, no. Keep spending. If it's working, keep spending. And don't be scared of the money leaving initially. Just be excited for the money coming back in. So trusting that process and not being scared about giving $100 away in ads and then like, oh, that's never going to come back. No, expect it. $500 to $600 is going to come back. So having the balls to scale, that was huge. And then having the balls to like understand how the landscape has changed. So 5-6 years ago, we had people just call for a free consultation. It was like a crap little opt-in form on a website that was not mobile friendly, and you did 4 or 5 Facebook posts a month, and you had 20 or 30 personal training clients coming like banging on your door. Because micro gyms and boutique fitness was all the rage. You know, we were first to market. You know, we were the iPhone, right? When it first came out. And then all of a sudden, boutique fitness, micro gyms, you know, kind of the small group atmosphere, they were on every block. Now we're a commoditized region. So it's like, okay, that environment has changed. Getting people in for a $3,000 front end offer, they can go around the block and ask for something different. So kind of having that hook and kind of getting them in there, we had to evolve with the landscape. And going all in on our intro offers and our low barrier offers as our massive funnel, that was a huge step for us. Going away from like, hey, just come in for a free consult. That's not sexy, right? And then going into it where we can compete on the offer, compete in the marketplace and going hard into it. So not doing a little bit of this and a little bit of that and a little bit of this and a little bit of that. It's like everything is going towards our low barrier offers and put all of it, all spouts facing the same angle. And then having this one wicked funnel.
All the messaging is consistent and the same then too.
Yeah.
All roads lead to.
You're exactly. So it's great because every time we throw out social proof, it's like, there it is. Grab our intro offer. Here it is. Grab our intro offer. Here it is. Grab our intro offer. You know, versus changing up the offer every 7 days and just confusing the person. I remember, you know, even a couple of years ago, they come in for a free consult and our sales team had to be like, why are you here? What program did you hear about?
Right.
What do I need to sell you? Right.
Oh,
I'm here for the 21 or the 26.
Buy one, get one. Or the free week.
Exactly.
The free 2 week.
Exactly. So a lot of the sales team like, what offer did you hear? And what do I have to sell you? Nope. 21 day, January and June. Okay. It starts on this day. 6 week. That's our intro offer. Go. And then it's two simple options. You have option A, option B. Option A, option B. Option A, option B. And it's just super simple. And then we can educate them on there all the way through. So there's no stones unturned and all expectations lead towards that one thing. They know exactly what they're going to have to commit to. They know kind of the investment ranges. They know exactly what we demand from them. And they go from there. And they know that at the end of the 6 weeks, we're going to talk to them about continuing on.
So this has been lovely.
Kisses.
If people want to talk to you more, where can they find you?
Yeah. So if they want to kind of hunt our pages, it's super simple to do that way. 360 Fitness, Red Deer Person Training, and 360 Fitness Sherwood Park Person Training. They can find me on the interwebs, Jack Wheeler, and then on Facebook there too. I'd love to be your friend. Go from there. And then Jack at 360fitness.ca if they have any specific stuff. But yeah, go check it out.
Awesome.
I'm always hanging out with the cool Two Brain kids.
Yeah, you can see them in the Two Brain groups as well.
Yep.
All right. Well, thank you, Jack, and
thanks, Teo.
We'll talk to you soon.
Good luck. Adios, amigos.